Alright, so hey guys, I've decided to do a new little series along with my weight loss, and it is kind of um like a Bible study or just a way for me to talk about God and what he's done in my life and the things that I've noticed, from the day to day. I'm not going to do it daily. I am going to try and do it like I do with my weight loss and about once a week. So, as long as my camera is working right, we should be fine. So, let me start off with a testimony of I grew up knowing that there was a higher being. I didn't necessarily fully commit to God until about a couple years ago, but that I grew up knowing that there was a power that be, so to speak. Because I'm a big Buffy fan, and yeah, the powers that be. Anyway, so there were some things that happened that were miracles of the fact of that my sister is still walking around with us. That's one of the biggest miracles I've ever seen, of when she was hit or run over by a van. The doctors had told us if the tire that was parked on her back was a centimeter higher or lower on her back, she would have been crushed. And yet she's walking around and everything else now, and this has been forever ago. So, there's been things it's just you know what? There's some things you just can't explain unless there's a higher being. So, when I first met my husband, I was kind of skeptical, but he would text me verses that he was reading every night until we actually moved in together. And it was really nice because still at the time, he was telling me all the stuff he's been through, and that the Bible really helped him get through things. And how he to where I met him is just it is just a story in its own. It is amazing. Anyway, so once I actually started dating him and everything else, I started, doing my own Bible study. If I was reading the Bible, I downloaded the YouVersion Bible app on my phone. And I started, actually paying attention and everything else. And there were some things that happened if I would pray at work and be like, okay, just let me get through this. Hey, I need this to happen. I'm really wanting this to happen. And y'all, the fact that those things did happen, further cemented the fact that God was real, that he's here and he does listen, he does care. And then just so many other things happen. So just the little things, not necessarily big things, but the little things, to the point where daily now I'm waking up and I'm thankful that I'm waking up. I'm thankful that I have an amazing family. I'm thankful for my husband. I'm thankful for a lot of things that if I was talking to myself 5-10 years ago, I wouldn't have believed it. I really wouldn't have. But there's a bunch of things that happen, and that and I think in Psalms or Proverbs, I'm not quite sure, but one of my favorite things is things happen for a reason. And that has basically been the one verse that has stuck with me forever. And then there's also Ronald Weasley of you're gonna suffer, but you're gonna be happy about it. And so those those things have resonated in me. And I'm sorry if none of this makes sense, or if it doesn't flow right. Anyway, hopefully I'll do better next time if this takes off. Anyway, but so, and here a lot lately, I've just had this urge to post on my own and to talk about things on my own. I listen to tons of Christian podcasts, and there was one I was listening to this morning that was talking about like their struggles and how they overcame things and everything else. And I thought, you know what, this is something I could do too. Except for I don't do podcasts, I do videos. So I decided I was going to do this. And so this is what I'm doing. I'm going to come up with, a talk or whatever. And if you have any topics that you are going through or struggles you're having, let me know. Like, comment, do whatever. I'm wanting to have a community after this. I'm wanting to, I can't do small groups based on my work schedule, so I am struggling to fill that void in my life. As the Bible says, you're not supposed to go through this alone. You're not supposed to go through life alone. And while I do have my family, I do have my church, I do have my husband, it is hard to, if something happens, or if, you want to get something off your chest, but you don't really want to turn to, your significant other. You don't want to turn to family. You're supposed to have those friends that you can turn to and talk to. And most of my friends, I have alienated myself of there was some interests that we had that it wasn't working for me anymore. I kind of lost interest of all of my friends. They play D&D, and here lately I haven't had the need or the urge, or I've been tired from it to where it didn't make me happy. It was way more stressful for me to come up with a character and come up with a backstory and figure out what in the world they were doing to get to this place and everything else. So it was just overwhelming, and combine that with everything that was going on in my job and everything that was going on in my personal life, I couldn't do it. So I've kind of got away from that, and I want to get back into it later once I have settled down and quit worrying. I need to leave it all to God, and that's one of the biggest struggles that I have is you're supposed to give everything to God. You're supposed to not worry and let Him handle it, but we're human, and we can't always control our worries, our anxiety, our depression. It just doesn't happen. But again, that we're all in this together, and so I'm hoping that this will take off and do something. Anyway, I have talked for a while, and I hope this makes sense to you. So I'm hoping that this reaches somebody. If you like this video, if you liked what I do, feel free to check out my other videos. If you want to help me out, help each other, there is two small little links right here that you're more welcome to do whatever. And if you like all my other random stuff, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see y'all next week with a new video and hopefully a new topic or whatever. And I really, really hope that this takes off and that we can have some interactions. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I hope y'all have a wonderful and blessed day.